A single color can completely transform a garden, and that color is pink. Not every gardener knows this, but pink flowers do something no other color in the garden can do quite as well. They catch the light in the morning, they glow softly at dusk, and they pull together every other plant around them like a professional designer placed them there on purpose. The range is extraordinary, from dusty blush that looks like it belongs in a French countryside cottage to bold magenta that stops every single person who walks past your yard. And the best part? Many of these flowers are far easier to grow than most people expect. This is William Scott, and welcome to Golden Age Gardening, the channel where real gardeners get real results. If this is your first visit here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Every week, content goes up here that helps you build a more beautiful, more productive garden. And if this video helps you today, a quick like takes 2 seconds and helps this community grow. Now, here are 20 pink flowers that will bring timeless elegance to your garden, starting with one that thrives where most plants refuse to go. Pink flower number 1, Astilbe. Most gardeners struggle with shady areas. Astilbe solves that problem in the most beautiful way possible. This perennial produces tall, feathery plumes of pink flowers that genuinely pop in low-light spots beneath trees or along north-facing fences. The foliage resembles fern fronds, which means the plant looks attractive even when it isn't in bloom. Astilbe grows in zones 3 to 8, reaches anywhere from 6 to 24 inches tall, and prefers loamy, moist soil. Plant different varieties and stagger their bloom times to get color from late spring all the way through late summer. Pink flower number 2, Azalea. Azaleas are one of the most celebrated spring blooming shrubs in the world, and for excellent reason. The pinkster bloom azalea, which is native to much of the eastern United States, produces large clusters of fragrant flowers that carry a scent similar to honeysuckle. These shrubs are powerhouses for pollinators, actively drawing in bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. They grow in zones 6 to 8 and can reach anywhere from 3 to 20 feet tall depending on the variety. One important tip: always choose species native to your region. Native azaleas provide far better habitat value for local wildlife than imported cultivars. Pink flower number 3, Camellia. Here is a flower that does something very few plants manage. It blooms when everything else in the garden has shut down. Camellias flower in fall and early winter, offering glossy evergreen leaves and large, dramatic pink blooms right when the garden needs them most. Pink camellias also carry a beautiful symbolic meaning in Japanese floral tradition. They represent longing and deep affection, which is why they are frequently given as gifts. They grow in zones 7 to 9, reach 2 to 12 feet tall, and prefer partial shade with moist, well-drained soil. If the garden feels bare in autumn, camellia is the solution. Pink flower number 4, Carnation. Carnations have been cultivated for more than 2,000 years, making them one of the oldest flowers in recorded horticultural history. The name carnation may come from the Latin word for flesh, referencing the original blush pink color of the wild species. In the garden, carnations, also called Dianthus caryophyllus, bloom from late spring through early summer and continue flowering intermittently. They can survive 2 to 3 weeks in a vase when properly cared for, making them one of the top cut flowers grown anywhere in the world. They grow in zones 3 to 9 and thrive in partial shade to full sun, with moist, well-drained soil. If this is giving you garden inspiration, go ahead and drop a comment below. Let William know which flower on this list you're planning to plant first. Pink flower number 5, Cosmos. If there is one flower on this list that belongs on every beginner's planting list, it is Cosmos. This is a plant that actively performs better when neglected. It produces weaker, floppy growth in rich, fertilized soil and thrives in lean, well-drained ground instead. A variety worth seeking out is called Cupcake's Blush, which features a delicately crinkled petal edge that resembles a pale pink cupcake liner. Cosmos reseeds naturally, meaning once it is established, it will return to the garden year after year with minimal effort. It also doubles as an exceptional cut flower. The more stems are harvested, the more blooms the plant pushes out. If this is giving you garden inspiration, go ahead and drop a comment below. Let William know which flower on this list you're planning to plant first. Pink flower number 6, chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums, commonly called mums, are one of the most versatile pink flowers available. They can be grown as perennials in zones 5 through 9 or used seasonally as annuals on porches, patios, and balconies for a burst of late-season color. What makes them especially practical is their resistance to deer and rabbits, which are the two most common garden pests in suburban landscapes. They also handle drought better than most flowering plants, making them a low-stress option for gardeners who travel frequently. Look for varieties sold as garden mums rather than florist mums. Florist types are not bred for outdoor cold tolerance. Pink flower number 7, coneflower. Coneflower, scientifically known as Echinacea purpurea, is native to most regions across the United States, which makes it one of the most ecologically valuable plants on this entire list. Despite its common name of purple coneflower, it comes in stunning pink varieties including salmon, rose, raspberry, and magenta. One standout cultivar is Picabella, a clear pink variety that functions as an extraordinary pollinator magnet throughout summer. Here is a technique that most gardeners overlook. Leave the seed heads standing through winter instead of cutting the plant back. Goldfinches feed heavily on coneflower seeds during the cold months, turning the garden into a winter bird sanctuary. Pink flower number 8, fuchsia. Fuchsia is unlike almost any other flower in this list. Its blooms hang downward in a pendulous, layered fashion that looks almost architectural. The color combinations available range from soft pink and white to deep magenta and purple, and the tubular shape of each blossom is perfectly designed for hummingbird feeding. Fuchsias grow in zones 8 to 10 and reach 1 to 2 feet in height. They thrive in partial shade, which makes them ideal for hanging baskets on shaded porches or north-facing garden beds. Regular watering and consistent deadheading keep fuchsias producing new blooms throughout the entire growing season. Share this video with a fellow gardening enthusiast. It takes just 1 second and might inspire someone's best ever garden season. Pink flower number 9, hellebore. Hellebores are one of gardening's best-kept secrets. This drought-tolerant perennial blooms in very early spring, sometimes pushing flowers up through the last of the snow, and holds those flowers for months, far longer than almost any other perennial in the garden. They thrive in partial to full shade, solving the problem of dark corners where nothing else wants to grow. A variety worth finding is Flower Girl, which features double, multi-ruffled blooms in soft pink with dark pink tips. Hellebores grow in zones 3 through 9, reach 1 to 2 feet tall, and require well-draining soil. They're also deer-resistant, a major practical advantage. Pink flower number 10, hydrangea. Few plants create the kind of visual drama that a fully bloomed pink hydrangea delivers. The pom-pom-shaped flower heads, which can grow to the size of a basketball in some varieties, are composed of dozens of individual nectar-rich florets that support bees and butterflies throughout the summer. One of the most fascinating facts about hydrangeas, the pink color of the blooms can actually be influenced by the pH of the soil. Alkaline soil tends to push hydrangeas toward pink, while acidic soil shifts them toward blue. Many varieties bloom continuously from early summer through autumn, providing months of color in zones 5 to 9.
Pink flower number 11, impatiens. For gardeners dealing with heavily shaded landscapes, impatiens may be the single most reliable solution available. These plants are extremely easy to grow, require minimal care, and produce an almost unbelievable number of flowers when grown in good, consistently moist soil. Newer mildew-resistant cultivars, which were developed after a major downy mildew outbreak affected impatiens across North America in the early 2010s, now perform with far greater reliability than older varieties. Double-flowering impatiens varieties produce rose-like blooms with more petals per flower, adding extra visual richness. They are hardy in zones 10 and 11, but are widely grown as annuals in cooler regions everywhere. Pink flower number 12, peony. Peonies are one of the longest-lived garden plants that exist. A well-established peony plant can thrive and bloom for 50 to 100 years with minimal intervention, making it genuinely a generational plant that can be passed down through family gardens. They are deer-resistant, deeply fragrant, and available in shades of pink that range from the palest blush to rich rose. A heritage variety worth seeking out is Sarah Bernhardt, named after the legendary 19th-century French actress, which produces enormous, soft pink blooms with a sweet fragrance. Peonies grow in zones 3 to 8 and require full sun with well-draining soil. One growing tip worth knowing: plant lily bulbs in groups of 3 or 5 for a more natural, abundant-looking display rather than single rows.
Pink flower number 13. Pink Lily Oriental. Pink lilies are one of the most elegant choices for mid to late summer color. They work beautifully as border flowers, in containers, and as cut flowers for indoor arrangements, a rare versatility. The fragrance of some Oriental lily varieties is powerful enough to perfume an entire garden section when in full bloom. Pink lilies attract pollinators and bloom reliably from midsummer onward in zones 6 to 9, reaching anywhere from 2 to 8 feet tall depending on the variety. One growing tip worth knowing: plant lily bulbs in groups of 3 or 5 for a more natural, abundant-looking display, rather than single rows.
Pink flower number 14, rose campion. Rose campion is one of those flowers that earns double attention in any garden, not just for its blooms, but for the dramatic contrast those blooms create against its foliage. The hot pink flowers sit against silver, velvety leaves that almost glow in the garden, making even a single plant look like a carefully designed feature. Rose campion is drought-tolerant, long-blooming, and performs well in zones 4 to 8. It self-seeds readily, which means once established, it spreads gently through the garden each year without any extra effort. It grows 2 to 3 feet tall and thrives in partial to full sun with well-drained soil. Pink flower number 15, snapdragon. Snapdragons carry one of gardening's most charming backstories. Their scientific name, Antirrhinum majus, comes from Greek words meaning nose-like, a reference to the shape of the individual blooms that squeeze open and snap shut when gently pressed from the sides. Unlike most flowering annuals, snapdragons genuinely prefer cooler weather. They perform their best when sown in fall and allowed to overwinter, emerging earlier and stronger the following spring. Varieties called Legend and Bridal Pink produce gorgeous pale pink blooms on tall stems that add height and a romantic, old-fashioned quality to garden arrangements. They thrive in zones 6 and above with partial to full sun.
Pink flower number 16, swamp milkweed. Swamp milkweed is not just a beautiful flower, it is a critical plant for North American ecosystems. It serves as the primary host plant for monarch butterfly caterpillars, meaning it is literally essential to the survival of one of the most iconic butterfly species on the continent. The fragrant pink cluster blooms also provide nectar for hummingbirds and dozens of species of beneficial insects from summer through fall. Unlike its name might suggest, swamp milkweed adapts well to garden beds that are simply moist. It does not require standing water. It grows 3 to 5 feet tall in zones 3 to 9 and prefers partial shade with consistently moist soil. Planting this flower is an act of genuine conservation. Pink flower number 17, tulip. Few plants signal the arrival of spring with as much clarity and joy as tulips. Available in pink shades ranging from the palest pastel to rich magenta, these bulb-grown classics are planted in fall and reward gardeners with some of the earliest blooms of the year. Tulip bulbs multiply underground over time, meaning a planting that starts with 20 bulbs can gradually grow into 50 or 60 flowers over several seasons without replanting. They grow beautifully in borders and containers in zones 3 to 8, reaching 9 to 24 inches tall. One pro tip: chilling the bulbs in the refrigerator for 6 to 8 weeks before planting in regions with mild winters dramatically improves their bloom quality.
Pink flower number 18, turtlehead. Turtlehead is one of the most underrated native perennials in North American gardening. Named for the tubular, slightly hooded shape of its blooms that genuinely resembles a turtle's head, this plant fills a very specific and valuable role. It blooms from late summer into early fall, exactly when most other garden flowers are winding down. Bumblebees are particularly drawn to turtlehead because their body size and weight is perfectly matched to open the flower's unique shape to reach the nectar inside. It thrives in moist to wet soil in zones 3 to 9, making it an excellent choice for garden areas near ponds, streams, or any low-lying spot that tends to stay wet. Pink flower number 19, Weigela. Weigela is a deciduous shrub that earns its place in the garden several times over each season. In mid-spring, its long, arching branches become completely lined with tiny pink tubular blooms, sometimes to the point where the foliage is barely visible beneath the flowers. This bloom shape and its nectar content make Weigela one of the most reliable hummingbird-attracting shrubs available. Some modern varieties also feature dramatic foliage colors, deep burgundy or golden leaves that remain ornamental long after the blooms have finished. Weigela grows in zones 4 to 8, reaches 6 to 10 feet tall, and performs best in full sun with well-drained, moist soil.
Number 20. Wild Bleeding Heart. The final flower on this list is one of the most graceful, distinctive plants in all of North American gardening. Wild Bleeding Heart, Dicentra eximia, produces heart-shaped pink flowers on delicate arching stems. And unlike the common Asian bleeding heart variety that many gardeners know, this native species blooms not just in spring, but continuously from spring all the way through fall. The finely cut, fern-like foliage adds soft texture and remains attractive even between bloom cycles. It thrives in partial to full shade in zones 4 to 8 and grows 10 to 16 inches tall in moist, humus-rich soil. For any shaded corner of the garden that needs both texture and long-season color, Wild Bleeding Heart is the answer. 20 flowers, 20 ways to bring lasting elegance, color, and life to the garden. Whether the goal is to attract more pollinators, fill a difficult shaded area, cut fresh flowers for indoor arrangements, or simply create a yard that draws admiring looks from every neighbor who passes, there is a red flower on this list that fits that goal perfectly. Building a beautiful garden is not about doing everything at once. It starts with one great plant, then another, and before long, the whole space tells a story. That is what Golden Age gardening is all about. Pick one flower from this list, get it into the ground, and watch what happens. If this content was useful, please leave a like on the video. It genuinely helps more gardeners find this channel. Subscribe to Golden Age Gardening so every new video arrives directly in the feed. And share this with someone whose garden could use a little more pink this season. Drop a comment below with the one flower from this list that is going straight onto the planting list. William reads every single one. Happy growing, and the garden will be waiting.